Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to break down the difference between two commonly used Spring Boot annotations, at request param and at path variable. You might have seen both used to extract data from HTTP request, but how do they differ? When should you use one over the other? We're going to walk through this side-by-side comparison, and by the end, you will be able to use both with confidence in any Spring Boot REST API. Let's get started. Let's begin with what each one actually does. Request param is used to extract data from query parameters. That's the part of the URL that comes after the question mark. For example, if the URL is /search keyword equals laptop, keyword is a request parameter. On the other hand, add path variable pulls data directly from the URI path itself. That means the value is embedded within the URL structure like /products/42, where 42 is a path variable. So to summarize, at request param reads values from the query string, and at path variable reads values embedded in the actual path. Now let's talk about where they live in the URL. At request param, values appear after the question mark in the URL. You might see something like /users, country equals India, and age equals 25. Those key value pairs are request parameters, but with at path variable, the values are part of the route itself. You might see something like /users/25, where 25 is directly in the URL path, not as a named parameter. This difference affects how URLs are structured and how readable or shareable they are. Let's take a closer look with an example. Say we have a use case where someone wants to look up a specific user. If we use at path variable, the endpoint might look like /user/101, where 101 is the ID of the user. That's clean and direct, ideal for accessing a specific resource. If we use at request param, the same request could be written as /user ID equals 101. This is more flexible when passing multiple optional values, but it's a little more verbose. So both work, but they are designed for slightly different purposes. Let's talk about when to use each. Use at request param when the value is optional, or when you have multiple filters, sorts, or search terms. It's commonly used in search APIs, filters, pagination, places where flexibility matters more than structure. Use at path variable when the value is required and directly identifies a resource. It's great for things like user IDs, order IDs, or anything where the path clearly points to one item. Here's another big difference: flexibility. At request param, values can be optional. You can set defaults or skip them entirely. This makes them perfect for advanced filters like show me products under $100 in stock sorted by rating. But at path variable, values are almost always required. If you define an endpoint like /user/ID, you can't skip the ID. It's expected to be there. So at request param gives you flexibility. At path variable gives you precision. In REST API design, the two also have different semantic meanings. So request param adds detail about how you want that resource, maybe sorted, filtered, or paged. It's about customization, not identification. At path variable represents a resource, like a specific user, order, or product. The URL path is saying, get me this resource. So if your API is meant to be RESTful and intuitive, placing the ID in the path using at path variable is the more semantically correct approach. Let's wrap it all up. So request param is for values that come from the query string. It's ideal for optional filters, settings, and extra parameters. At path variable is for values that are part of the URL path. It's perfect for required, meaningful values that identify a resource. They both let your Spring Boot APIs receive input from the client, but the way they do it and the situations where they shine are quite different. Understanding this will help you design cleaner, more maintainable REST endpoints that make sense both to you and your users. Thanks for watching. If this helped clarify the difference, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what Spring Boot topic you want next. Until then, keep learning and keep building.